Hi, we're Chris and Teresa, and we would love to guide you on your fiber arts journey. We own a successful fiber processing mill and online needle felting business, experienced at raising all fiber animals, and have renovated a 100-year-old school into a fiber arts retreat center.
Processing, needle felting, yarn, roving, fiber animals, and sustainable agriculture are all topics discussed here. Think of this as your one-stop shop for advice, information, tips, and getting your questions answered on all things from farm to needle. So pull up a seat, make sure you're cozy, and get ready to be inspired while you learn. This is EweTube.
Welcome to EweTube 223.
Just going to give you a little rundown of what we've been doing this past week. So this past week at my farm, there's always something new that we've never experienced before with the sheep. This time it wasn't disease or, things like that with their health, but we did have 3 of the neighbors' dogs that came, and they have been at our house before. We've petted them. They're nice. We told the neighbor to come get him, and he did. And but this time they got in with our sheep and did some damage. They've been at our house several other times, but they have never gone and done anything like this. We did have really good fencing, and now we have just opened it up. So it's like a fence line bunk. So it's easier now for them to get in. So they could just go right through the bunk and into the sheep. And they did a lot of damage to one, a CBM, a brown CBM, and they really tore up like 4 or 5 more, where their hind legs are very bad, like to the bone. We treated them as well as we could and gave them antibiotics. We're still treating them with antibiotics. One limps pretty bad. There's several that they just must have bit them and pulled, and so when they pulled the wool, it pulled the flesh. So it's like there's many open wounds on them, like on their bellies. And anyway, so the neighbor was told, and my husband had him come over and see the damage that was done, and he said he would cover the expenses, which is, it's really hard to figure out what that expense is with the ewe. She's, not going to be sold for meat. She's not going to be, right. You have to figure in, she's going to have how many babies for us? She's going to grow our flock. So we've come up with the price. We've only, we had to put one down because it was so bad and suffering so badly. So there's one we're kind of concerned about. The others are doing okay. And, but he said that he would have to tie them up while he's gone. And the scariest thing is that a couple days ago they were back, and Jeff just happened to be out there, and they went right into the sheep pen. And so he called him, and he said, well, they slipped out of their collars because they're not used to being tied up. And it's like at this point we're not sure, what do you do? So Jeff's going to talk to the sheriff and see, so what, because he has told me, what are you going to do when you're home alone and they're there and they're killing sheep? I'm like, I don't know. I scream. I don't know. But we just need to know what we're expected to do, what we can do. And so trouble sleeping at night with, any barking I hear. I'm checking the cameras in the barn and just to make sure they're safe, because they're going to be back. And since they've had a taste, They go right in there. And, I've had people ask, we have livestock guardian dogs, and I think they were confused, because these are dogs that have come over, they've eaten their dog food, and they've been up on my deck, and we've petted them, and they're like their friends, and so they don't know that they should, I don't know what they're thinking, but I'm sure glad they didn't decide to partake in it as well. But, that's another concern, that they're going to learn from these dogs. But yeah, we're still working on a solution. He feels bad, but and I don't know what he should do. But we can't live every day thinking these dogs might be back.
It's really hard for me to hear you talk about this, because when many years ago, when my husband and I first got married, we had 2 Siberian Huskies that went over to the neighbor's sheep barn and killed 43 ewes and lambs, slaughtered every single one of them. And the neighbor followed the dogs home covered in blood, and I loaded them up, took them to the vet, and had them put down, because once they get that, they're done. You can't ever trust them off the leash. You can't ever trust them, period. That's what they need to do. They need to put their dogs down. And because now they've gotten this taste. I mean, do they have cats on their farm? Do they have other animals? Do they have children? How can you look at your dogs the same way, knowing that they work themselves into this frenzy and, oh, that was kind of fun. Maybe we'll do it to, another, it's ugh, oofda.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Yeah, they need to put the dogs down. That's what they need to do, or rehome them, one or the other.
Right.
If they have family that's not around here, rehome them, because it's either that. And you have every right to do that. You have every right to request that, because that's what they requested of us, and I didn't hesitate.
Yeah.
Even though I love those dogs dearly, no way.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what he would say.
Yeah, he's good.
You kind of hope that he'll come up with that on his own, but...
Well, you would think so, especially if they've been back. My gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they slipped out of their collar once, they're going to do it again.
And you guys can't...
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And we're in the middle of breeding, so I can't imagine what kind of horrible...
chaos
that was while we weren't home, and if they were pregnant, are they still pregnant?
Right.
And if they will, because there's any kind of stress on a sheep, they won't settle. So yeah, that's their option. You're just going to have to get the sheriff involved, and because that was my thought today. I check the cameras all the time, and I was like, well, okay, if I see something, I'm going to call the sheriff and say, what? Can you go there? I don't want to shoot their dogs. I don't want to, do anything. But I wouldn't be able to sit there and watch this happen.
Right. And if you were there, would they even listen to you when they're worked up in such a frenzy to come off, I
don't think so.
Yeah.
So I've been working on this deer. I shared the deer last time, I think. Mm-hmm. And I was having issues with his forehead.
And his cheeks.
And his cheeks, cut his whole cheeks off. And I was going to take him home. So I worked on this head, I swear, all afternoon, whatever day. And everything was wrong. So the head grows as you're trying to perfect it and make it... look better. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And so then it was this, I need to have this certain size for the antlers, and it grew so big. And then I was okay finally with the eyes and the forehead, but the nose was looked like a cow nose by that time. So I have pictures of all the surgery that took place. And I don't know, I spent a whole afternoon, and in the end, I got the whole head off. Yeah, that's what happened. And then I decided, this is disappointing, and I can't seem to get it. I don't know why. I've made a deer head before, but this one isn't working right. And so I decided I'm just going to do something fun. So I've been thinking about these little guys for a while. And so I made some heifers.
No way!
And they,
No
you know, they made me happy.
way.
This is a Simmental heifer.
Your dad would love that.
I don't know. No, he'd want something more realistic. This isn't a good representation of Simmental cattle right here, but.
Oh, okay. Your bunnies are stinking cute. I don't know. I love cows.
I like cows too. So.
People.
Next up
Seriously.
is some longhorn heifers and some Scottish Highlander heifers in dresses because
Oh my gosh.
this one is a Charlet
Wow. You
in a
need to
pink
do
dress.
some belted Galloways.
I know, but you wouldn't see their belt.
Oh, that's true.
Well, they'd
'cause
have
they're
to be
clothed.
naked.
Well, this one, like this one. Oh my great gracious.
So out of all of the things that have been going on and the deer head not working, while I was making that one, I was like giggling while I was making it. And I added stuff and it's like, these guys make me happy.
Unbelievable. Wow. Okay, people are going to ask, is this going to be in the academy? How can they get their little hands on this?
I don't know.
I think it should be an academy course.
There is a Bear Creek Bunny retreat coming up, and these are made in the same way.
Similar?
But there's something about cows. See, but my Bear Creek bunnies stand. This one does not stand because he has got hooves. You know, she has hooves.
She looks like a ballerina.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I don't know if this is like something a child plays with or... Because it's not going to stand. It's not going to be like a display. It'll stand next to this little heifer. Or
You just need to lean on something. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Sometimes you just have to have fun and make something
an open mouth
unrealistic.
one next.
I know, but I'm trying to think of how to make them open mouths because they're different. They got bigger bottom lips. So they can be... This one can open its mouth, but it's hard to make them smiling like the bunnies. This one opens its mouth too.
Yeah. I see this.
But and it's hard to see their smiles. They all have a grin. But
This, I'm sure, is not coming across as cute as they are in person. You are definitely onto something here. They
because I've been thinking
adorable.
of all sorts of animals and dresses.
Oh my goodness.
Just because that's funny.
It's adorable.
But cows, I've always had a love for cows, and
Yep.
cows seem like the fitting next step
Yep.
in all the different breeds.
Oh my goodness. That's
So-
crazy. They
And this
are
one
adorable.
went through many different changes. I didn't have that color on the nose at first, and then I put that.
I like the color on the nose a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're
And then I was trying to make it too easy, but then I started adding more details.
I like this. Yeah, this tail is.
Yeah. So this could be a future academy course. These are made a lot like the Bear Creek bunnies. So there could be a Bear Creek, a Bear Creek animal in dresses course.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And then I did end up doing the deer. So this is where we're at
Oh,
on the deer. And you may
my
notice, you may
gosh.
recognize this head.
you didn't.
I did. And doesn't he look handsome?
Yes, he looks beautiful.
Okay, so I cut the head off with the other one. And the head, that was a mount. Mm-hmm. That's this one. Got attached to the body, and then the body was smaller. Now the body's bigger. But
That's beautiful.
I need to show.
So this one is not going to be the. You
don't
folks
know.
will not be making one this
I don't
size,
know.
right? Or-
I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you just can't make it right, and you're like, I'm
gosh,
just
that is
doing
beautiful.
it. I'm doing this.
Yeah, that is
I
beautiful.
made this head fine. There will be more, but the coolest thing is how easy these little antlers.
Oh, wow.
I've taken them out so that I can mess around.
Oh, wow.
But they just poke right in as long as they're felted really
so
well.
realistic.
I'm excited about this one. This one's going to be really majestic.
Yep.
And so
Absolutely.
these antlers will be for sale here. And you'll be able to make your own deer. As soon as I figure out how to make a smaller, these antlers were bigger, and I didn't want to have everybody make such a huge deer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, but now I'm making a huge deer. Because, and pretty soon, hopefully by next time it has legs, or hopefully it's finished. But it would look nice on a mantle or standing somewhere.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely gorgeous.
And they pop right out so that you can carry it along in your bag. You don't have to worry about breaking them.
My goodness. My goodness. Pretty
So
cute.
my little heifers.
The little heifers are so cute. So cute.
They cheered me up.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, and then, so was it this last weekend? Or the weekend
This last
before?
week, it was busy. We had 2 sewing groups and a knitting group here simultaneously.
Which is
what we want. So come on, people. Keep booking. Keep booking.
Fun for us to walk around and see everybody making stuff and being so happy.
And everybody's saying they can't believe it and we need better video. The same thing we hear every single time, because this place has something. There's something going on here, and
So this doesn't happen every day, but the knitters that were here, they came up to me and said they want to do a video. They want to do a video review. And so I had them do a little video review, and I was going to ask them questions and things, and they just took off and just did the whole thing without me asking anything. Which was very, very cute. So
they were amazing. Amazing ladies. Well, all of them that were here.
We're going to share that now.
Hello, I'm Mary Hauser, Fergus Falls, Minnesota.
And I'm Jill Bython, Fergus Falls, Minnesota. And Mary and I are here
At the Nome Schoolhouse in Nome, North Dakota.
where there's no place like Nome. This is our second day because we came for a day with 6, 7 other friends, and we didn't want to leave. So Mary and I stayed an extra day, and yesterday I made the polar bear. I know, in one day it was a marathon, and I made the llama the day before, and prior to that I ordered their kit. You can order their kits. It's a beginner, and I did a penguin at home before I came. Now that I'm an expert after a month of felting, maybe a month and a week or something, now I realize I did not felt this hard enough, but then when it came to doing other stuff, I've been felting better, and I made a little old man, So I've been felting about a month and a half, and this is our place, isn't it, Mary?
Yes, it is. I'm a knitter by trade, and I took a felting class for the first time when I was here the first day, and did a gnome and made a number of mistakes. So I will be taking him home and correcting those, because now I watched Jill make a gnome and realized what I had done wrong, and then I wouldn't admit it. But the thing about doing
She doesn't like to admit that.
crafts is, you're just beginning, you're learning, and what a better place to be than here. I mean, you have...
And the food.
Oh, food's fabulous. I
The
think I've
food
gained
is
20
to
pounds.
die for.
Yes. So I have been knitting for quite a long time, and we're trying to find places to go for knitting retreats, and it gets hard. Oh, thank you. Here, my little bear. It gets hard because there's not a lot of places around. And all of a sudden, Jill found about this place in February of this year from someone in Fergus.
From a fabric person in Fergus Falls.
A weaver.
A weaver. Well,
She put the loom together
yeah,
here.
she put the loom together here. Yeah.
So-
she told me about it, and we came last February.
We did, and thought this is our place, and we brought more of our knitters here. And
we bragged
now-
about it.
Yep,
To
and-
our knitting group, and now 9 of us
Yeah, and it's like,
came.
this is our spot. Why would we go anyplace else?
There's
They've got
no
it
other
all
place.
here. It's all here. Everything is wonderful here. So we love it.
We love it here.
And we'll be back
we'll be back.
with more people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're excited to have them come back to the Nome Schoolhouse.
Absolutely. And then the other group that was here, they were down in Klink's room. They were 4 generations that were here. And Tori Peel, she booked the first wedding. She will always be super special to Teresa and I because she stood in the doorway looking down at nothing but rubble, and
It was a whole.
it was horrible.
There wasn't even a hole.
No,
it was.
it was
the-
horrible.
Right after we tore off the back portion.
And we assured her in 9 months she would have some place to get married at. And she believed us, and she booked this first wedding. And she is such a sweetheart. And she brought her mother and her sister
And her baby.
and her baby Nathan. And it's super, super special.
Yes,
Yes.
because because it was hard for us to, comprehend that they believed as much as we did that we would get this done in time for their, most precious event.
Yes.
They did get married in the church, but
Yep.
this was their reception, and they were fully confident that we would do it.
And they had, and on top of it, that was the biggest wedding we've ever had here.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That was our maiden voyage.
It was.
Libby's maiden voyage into catering, and
Yeah,
it was
pretty
all
cool.
amazing.
It was pretty cool. So thanks, Tori. What it was so special for us to see this. Yeah, and the other gals that were here that were sewing up here, they had some beautiful projects going on. It was fun. I would love to have hung more with everybody, but
Yeah, if we only had time to just sit
if only
around
we had
and
time.
visit with everybody.
Time is,
Which we do check in
yeah.
with everybody. But they were working on so many cute things.
So many cute things, so many neat projects, and yeah, fun having everybody here. This is what we wish every week would be like. Totally. So, folks, come,
Yes,
book your.
and all they did, they just booked them and their friends. They
just booked
it,
the rooms,
and they contacted
and-
Kristen and
Yep.
for a place for them to just set up all of their stuff that they could leave set up. So all their
Yep.
sewing machines, everything just got to sit up here in the history room, and then down in Klink's room.
And then the knitters had our north entrance, and boy, was that a cozy little cove there for them.
Yeah, they had
was
the
pretty cool.
coziest little spot.
Pretty cool. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we fed them, and we took care of them. They stayed here, and it was wonderful. Yep. Yes.
Yeah, so in last week's questions, my friend Jenny, she had given us ideas on who to contact for teachers. I contact all of them, Jenny. I forwarded one of the, because writer's retreat, you just need to tell me what you want there.
Many options for you, Jenny.
Yes, so I'm excited. We just love it when people recommend teachers that they would like to have come here. We do have something exciting. We'll share at the end. That's coming up here at the Nome Schoolhouse.
Yes. Pretty cool.
And we had so many questions. Did you have something?
Just wait. I
yes.
have my brooms. This weekend, Mariella and I are perfecting our skills because of all this broom corn we have. So this is what the broom corn. This is what we start out with in making the. We have the hurl and the knurl. The hurl and the knurl is what it is once it's off the stalk, and that's what you weave into your broom. So we start with this,
and we turned it into this. This would be called a turkey wing broom because it's got this angle to it. And then this is the hawk's tail broom. And
Which you just made.
Which I just made these, yeah. And this one I really like. This is probably my best broom.
So what did you make in Colfax?
This one.
Didn't you make that before?
Yeah, I've made these before.
Oh. Okay.
Yep, perfecting my skills. It's like any other craft, you just have to do it. And we took this, Rebby is our teacher, and she taught this back in March. Okay, and we took it, thought it would be fun, got addicted to it, planted lots of sorghum, lots of broom corn. So we have all this, and then we're like, trying to go on YouTube to try to figure out how we did this because it was so long ago, and it's a definite skill and craft involved. So Rebby was here in the area again. She lives in the western part of the state. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take this class in Colfax at the Crooked Lane Farm, and I did, and that was wonderful. And then she taught this one here at the school, which was super fun. And so now I feel more comfortable. I took good notes at the classes, and I feel more comfortable that we're going to be able to use all of that broom corn up.
So this is your broom
beautifully.
corn?
This
On
is
these?
Nope. This is Rebby's broom corn.
I thought you were going to produce your own broom corn.
Well, yeah, we will now. The broom corn that we have is beautiful. Not that this isn't nice, but this is more utilitarian. But I mean, it works just as well. What we have is we grew the variety of colors. So what this broom corn is harvested earlier prior to it turning to the colors that we have, and so I have lots of ideas of making, striped, dual-toned little whisks and whatnot, and they work so well. They seriously, I see why, the old corn brooms, they truly are the best, especially on concrete. So hopefully I'm going to whip some of these up and have them for sale in the store.
And then
because we have no brooms in there now.
No, I've seen that. So in classes?
Yep. In classes, I could certainly teach one. But Rebby does a good job too.
Right.
And so questions. We have questions. We have many questions. Thank you all. This will be fun.
We like questions.
So here we go.
So the first question is, Teresa, how many ewes and rams have you paired up? 140.
Oofda.
139. Does Jeff like working with the sheep as much as you do? And he does. That's why I married him.
Little did she know. Of course, he liked cows at that point when you married him.
Yeah. There was no sheep involved when I married him.
How many years were you married before you got sheep? Well, Libby was 8, right?
Yeah. We're married 31 years now. Right?
Yes. So probably.
And Libby is 26.
Minus 8. No. So
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
He's always loved animals. He went to college to be a vet tech. And
which is awesome to have that background. The knowledge.
No, he loves it. He is planning, hopefully, to retire at the beginning of February, so that he can be full-time shepherd. So he takes very good care of them while I'm not there.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
I would love it if you could do a video explaining what constitutes fleece quality with a footage of different sheep showing what's good and what's not so good. And this may stem from the little fit I had over the CVM. And I should have had the insoles that we made out of it today because we felt it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Of course, we have a use for it, so it's absolutely beautiful. In felt form. And it makes beautiful deer, yes. And I have spun CVM with all fleeces, especially sheep's wool. You have to be very careful that it's not weak, that the tips are not weak. When you pull on them, if the tips fall off and you have these tiny little nubbins of the tips that fell off, they're going to fall off in the process, and those little round balls, those little neps are going to be in your yarn, and if it's short, it's going to be very, very tough to spin it. So you want it at least 3 to 4 inches. So I was prideful in both those fleeces, and I thought that I could, just card it enough, pin draft it enough, whatever to spin it. Yeah. So in a fleece, if you test for the strength, we've done this many times in the past. I'm going to put together some examples because I'm glad you asked this, because this would be very nice, even when I do tours down in the mill, to folks that raise sheep, that buy fleeces, that have an interest. I could show them, a array of, here's good fleeces, here's problem fleeces. So, not that there's not a use for those particular fleeces, but you're not going to spin them into a beautiful yarn. So that's my answer.
And there's a lot of different things that you would consider for felting as well.
Absolutely.
What you're looking for, which we should put together something on that too.
Absolutely. And it counts, it makes a difference if you're wet felting or if you're needle felting too. So
yeah, it's a lot of different things to think about. And we did know going into this whole pile of fleeces that we had a bad year with the sheep being sick, and we knew it was going to be an issue. And we tried to separate out the really, like right during shearing, which ones would be the really bad ones, but then, they're
and
bound
we
to
took
pop
notes.
out
Yeah.
here and there because they had fevers and
the notes on the fleeces laid it out. Weak tips, very short. And I thought, it's okay, I can look beyond this. But no, you got to trust what you know and your gut, and not second guessing yourself. So yeah.
A question.
This will be fun.
When will you have another room challenge? We would love to have a room challenge tomorrow.
Because we have 2 rooms. Well, we have 3 rooms.
4. No, yeah,
4.
3.
Yeah.
3, 4, 4, 5.
Yeah, but the 2 that I'm thinking of are right across from each other. 1 and 10.
5 and 8 are across from each other too.
And 5 and 8 are across from each
and
other
then
too.
7 just needs some love.
7 just needs a little love. Yep. Not too much because,
it's just cute by itself.
Yeah, but 1 and 10, that would be a fun room challenge because they're of similar size and they both have exposed brick walls. Yeah, money. If someone would want to step up and sponsor our room challenges, giddy up and around the block. Room 1 and 10, both of those are unsponsored rooms. We have so many folks that stepped up and sponsored all but room 1 and 10 and room number 4. Room number 4 is the sewing room. If you've been here, I'm kind of proud of that. I was involved in the decor of that one. So, but that one is not sponsored. But room 1 and room 10 are unsponsored rooms as well, and they are not decked out.
And we've had many ideas going into this room decorating with like local businesses that have furniture and
or local
decor,
designers,
decor,
or
if they would be interested. We're interested in promoting other businesses in this as well. So any ideas, anybody that's willing to help us out with that. The rooms right now are cozy and cute just the way they are. We do have some pictures hanging up in there, but we don't have like a theme. We haven't like sat in there and really figured out a fun little plan for each room. So of those rooms. Yeah, like we did 4 rooms.
Yes.
In-room challenges before. So,
Yep.
which turned out very cute.
Very cute. Yeah.
So what challenges have you faced lately? So one of our main challenges is we are looking for help in the kitchen, help, I don't know, it fluctuates what we need help with. But
Kitchen help, that's the main one.
yeah.
We'll
So-
need housekeeping help, kitchen help. We've got a couple good server options, and but yeah, kitchen help, and mainly kitchen help. That's first and foremost.
which is right now it's part-time. Just help in the kitchen as a sous chef, just
But
prepping.
it could be a full-time gig if they'd be interested in
and doing
multiple things. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so
Which would be fun. That always makes, it's kind of neat to do something different here and there.
we do have on gnomeschoolhouse.com, if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you can find how to become part of our team. So you can check that out. If you're interested, or if you know somebody, you can forward it to them. How can we viewers best support you as you continue your original mission? So if you could share this video, share the YouTubes, share, Kristen puts together wonderful posts on our Facebook page, that we also have an Instagram page for Gnome Schoolhouse. We also have Shepherd Industries and Bear Creek Felting. Sharing any of those posts would help us a lot.
Telling folks word of mouth, if you've been here, you know what we say when the piece of the Gnome Schoolhouse, and it just
Sending us reviewing on Google, sending us video reviews. Also, if there's a podcast you listen to, if there is a magazine that you subscribe to that you think, we should be featured, recommend that to them. That would help us out a lot. We do think that being on podcasts would help us promote the Gnome Schoolhouse. Any speaking opportunities so that we could share our story. We would love to do that as well. Just to get the word out on what we really want to do here. Bring in all the makers.
Yeah. Local guilds, local yarn stores, craft stores, anything in your area, wherever you are.
We do virtual talks, speaking.
Yep.
We have several coming up, so we'd be happy to do that. So any way that you can help us promote what we're doing here, I think a lot of times I think we have it down what we want, and we just need to let other people know that this is here and it's available, and it's amazing. Which of your beautiful rooms is the most requested by overnight guests? So I think, I didn't check the numbers, but I think room number 7 is the most requested, most booked. And on Airbnb, room number 3 is the most booked. So 3 and 7 are the most popular right now. So we're just waiting for new themes for these other rooms. So, because there's number 3 is the sheep room, and then number 7 has always been one of our favorites because of the view. There's 3 windows that it has amazing view when you wake up with the sunrise. And yeah, we love that. So I had watched a show once where the rams had some sort of dye patch or something applied, so when they mated, the female had a mark on them to let farmers see they had mated. Do you ever do that or heard of it? Yes, I have heard of it. We don't do it with our sheep. We just assume that it's all done. Like last year, I think this is where this came from, because we were talking about how the rams would get through the fence and get in with the other sheep.
Which was odd. That doesn't generally happen.
It happens.
Not this year.
Not this year, because we got a good fence. But there'd have been a rainbow on some of the sheep.
Yikes.
Yeah, so
Yep.
we don't, use that. We use kind of some of them markers just to mark like when we have treated them or whatever, but we don't use any of that. So, and I think a lot of them, they use them like if they're artificial insemination, just to know who's in heat and things. That's what we've used it for cattle in my past. So, a lot of different reasons, but yeah, we don't use those.
Okay, now you've talked about, another question we had is, can you say more about the different kinds of wool you're trying to produce? You know, you talked about genetics and lining rams up with certain ewes and what each variety will be used for, because it does make a difference.
It really does. So, and you know, we're trying to be more careful as to like which, like this is a cross, so we mark them so that when I'm felting with it, I can see exactly, oh, I like this, I don't like this. You know, it's more merino, you know, or, you know, cormo than it for felting. But we have cormo that we use for yarn and for wet felting. And then we also have the Romney, which has been crossed with BFL. And the reason I've crossed it, yes, and with Corriedale. And I have also crossed Romney with Cormo and Romney with CVM. And with the CVM, we're trying to get it longer because I really like the CVM, their body conformation. I really like their
Coloring.
Yeah, their coloring so that you can get the light browns and things. And I like that they are super healthy and just they keep their weight on them. Are easy keepers. I've crossed with BFL because Chevy, which was my favorite sheep, she was beautiful because she was so long. I mean, like the body, her conformation of her body and her wool that was combined with Romney, I really, really liked for selling in the end. The sheep. You know, as far as their body conformation goes. But the Cormo, and then we have the Corriedale in there. The Corriedale are huge. And
Horse sheep.
We call them horses.
Yes.
And we have crossed them with Romney because we want them, we like their wool. We would like it to be a little more easy to felt, like what I like in felting. And so we can get a medium-sized sheep, not the hugeness, but you know, just like a combination of both of them. And then the struggle is that you can cross all these sheep, but every cross is going to be a little bit different. It's not, it's not an exact science. So it takes a while too.
That's why we take really good notes at shearing, as far as what the cross was, and just by the feel of it and the look of it, what it's going to be used for the upcoming year.
Right.
You know, and there's a lot of needle felters out there that, because we have the little Cormo packs that are great for wet felting, and you can needle felt with them, but you've always said that they're just not going to get firm.
Yeah, it's like they're really, really soft and lovely, but they just are going to make you frustrated because they don't get firm. And I'm thinking that's part of my problem with this deer head.
Because of the CVM, it's a
CVM,
fine
it's
wool.
just different, and it just moves. And
It's like it's got springs, genetic springs in its face.
So my next one is it's starting with Romney as the base, and then I'm just going to cover it in the
to get the color.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what we're trying to do, is provide you with the best wool for, you know, your different whatever you're trying to do. So like with my dress on my heifer, that was made with Cormo because that wet felt's easier, and I wet felted the skirt on that. So.
Yep. Yes. Seeds. We talked about the broomcorn seeds that we have bunches and bunches and bunches of.
So below in the description of this video, you will find a link. So if you're interested in buying seeds, you can go to this link and purchase the seeds, and we will send them to you.
And yes,
if you're
even
in
to Canada.
yeah, we'll send them to you.
Yes. Elk and moose antlers, those would be amazing.
Yeah, so I'm totally not where we are. Okay, could there be elk or moose antlers? So I shared in the last video that we have an oryx, an African animal that I've had horns made for, which came in there adorable, and I think they're going to be amazing. And the hooves, they came and they're amazing. I think I might have to tweak how they're inserted and things, but and some of them are rather large. They might work for my large deer. We'll see. But yeah, definitely we would be able to make elk and moose antlers in the future, which is very much in the plans. And then, how have your nails stayed so pretty with all you do? So I have never been a paint my nails kind of person, but since my son's wedding, I was like, right after the wedding, I did a little video. I can't remember what I was doing, and because I show my hands a lot in the video, and I was like, oh, that, I look nice. And so I have tried to make an effort to keep them looking nice. If you look closely, they are not that nice, but and this isn't a busy time outside with the sheep for me. So yeah, that's how they're able to stay nice. But yeah, I mean, as I'm answering that, I'm thinking of like what my dad would have thought. It's like, oh, I've not been impressed with my pretty nails. It's not like sign of work, that you work hard. So, but sometimes you got to be pretty too.
Mm-hmm. We've used the new ball and swift winder more. Can you give us an update? It works really well.
We love it.
Yeah, this little guy right here, this clamps, this is kind of the determining factor. You got to have that placed
right, but
properly.
When we were also going clockwise, and we should have been going counterclockwise.
But it's so smooth.
It is, and it's lasted how long now? It's a Stanwood. If you want to show that little right there.
I don't think they'll be able to see that.
I had one for years, or I had two different ones, and they would clack and clack and clang, and they wouldn't.
Yeah.
And they would skip. The gears would, and so I searched for the best ball winder, and this is what came up, and I'm very, very pleased with it.
Stanwood.
The last one was it made so much noise, and it was not.
And I had an electric
good.
one that sometimes wouldn't even turn the swift. It was so weak. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yes, let's see. So what is the amazing ball winder? Inquiring minds, Stanwood.
And we will hopefully give you another demonstration of our skills. Usually with the normal swift we can do this just fine. I don't know what was going on.
This is the first time we had that Amish swift out, and it was totally on the opposite side of what we normally have. Yeah, kind of threw us for a loop there. We looked very incompetent, but
They were trying to share how
knowledgeable we had to.
And the truth came out. Have you ever put together a marketing campaign targeted to regional fiber guilds to hold a retreat at the Noma Schoolhouse? And no, we have not.
But we should, and we're going to.
Yeah, because and if you have a local fiber guild,
and that's another way you could help us is
introduce it to them, because we don't know where to find all where do we send it to?
Yeah, exactly. we just right before we went on air here, we were Googling how to find the local fiber guilds, and some of them are listed. We found some of them, but like in North Dakota, one came up, and that was in Bismarck, Mandan, and I know there's one in Grand Forks. I used to belong to one that is still in Fargo. I mean, it's
yeah, but we would love to reach out to
absolutely
as many as we can. So if you're a part of a fiber arts guild, and
this
you have a contact,
amazing for them
or
to
if you
come.
just want to share, we would love that.
Yes, please do.
That would be very, very helpful.
All right, question.
So last week's question and answer was, who knows what a donzi is? And we had several people answer it correctly. A donzi is a meeting of the gnomes. And that's what we call our little weekly, our weekly meetings where we get together and
staff meetings,
go over like what's coming up and who needs to be there and who needs to do what. And so that's what we call them, is our Donzi. And Jackie Thomas, you are the winner.
Congrats!
Yeah, so you just need to contact us through bearcreekfelting.com on the contact form. Give us your shirt size and your address, and we will send you out a prize. And next week's question is, if you could share this YouTube episode on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're at, email, I don't know. We wouldn't be able to see it in an email. But if you use hashtag YouTube, EWE, Tube223, and then we will pick out a winner from all of the people that shared it.
We shall. We got something special we're shipping out this week. Well, this week and next week. So, yeah, I would do that.
So we have lots of upcoming classes and retreats that we went over last time, but I added a bunch of painting ones that are coming up, and then we have an exciting one. It's coming up in January, but there's a snowman needle felting class January 8th. There's painting classes January 13th and 14th, a variety of painting classes. More that's in here. Those are the ones I just added there. So you can come and stay the entire weekend and take all of the classes, or you can take one or two, as many as you want. But they're all acrylic painting. And then we have Jean Hainlin's Birch Trees and More landscape felting retreat, February 2nd through the 4th.
That will sell out if it hasn't already.
It's a popular class.
Yeah.
So you might want to get signed up for that. And then the first ever Bear Creek Bunny Retreat is March 4th through the 8th, right before we shear in the spring and right before lambing. We're going to make bunnies. So there has been several signed up for that. So you might want to do that quickly if you're interested. There's a Taste of Fiber retreat with Julie and Jeannie, April 11th through the 14th. And then I'm thinking I've added more in there. So you just need to continually check. And I send out an email. If you sign up for the email newsletter on gnomeschoolhouse.com, I do send out an email with all of the upcoming retreats and things, and new ones that I've added. There's a spring needle felting safari retreat where we're making an elephant in May 24th through the 31st. There's a Navajo weaving retreat with Betty Glenn Carlson, which is July 25th through the 30th. And then there is the needle felting safari where we're making the oryx in the fall, which is August 30th through September 6th. And the safaris are week-long retreats. And then we have just started talking about this new idea, and that is a creativity camp that is coming up in January. It will be January 26th through the 28th, and that is where you can rent a table here, and you can stay here. You can come just for the day, and you can work on your own projects. We will have little mini classes where you can take little classes provided by anybody else that would like to provide a little class, and so many other exciting things that we're just in the beginning stages of planning. So stay tuned to more details on the creativity camp happening in January. And if it's popular, we really hope to do it again, because
many times
it's very much what we would like to do here at the Gnome Schoolhouse, and how important creativity is in your just general health. If you're and just setting aside time to work on projects. So yeah, that's coming
there
up in January.
Is. And there's many more being added. Day classes. You can come work with me in the fiber mill. That's, I don't know when, but it's scheduled.
We have a couple.
Yeah.
Scheduled. Did you fill out the form yet?
I thought we said we were just going to do it the same as before.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that right? You told me okay.
I understood it as differently.
Oh.
that you only had to fill out the form once, and then I was going to take that and use it on the other ones.
Oh,
'Cause you wouldn't-
I
okay.
see. Gotcha.
So the weekend in the Fiber Mill, I have them on the calendar, but I don't have them listed on the
And what
site
else was
yet.
another one too on? Anyway, just
Stampin' Up.
just
It's
yeah.
coming.
Oh, are they? Oh, good,
Yeah, we're picking a date.
good.
There's hopefully watercolor classes.
Oh yes,
I reached out to her, and we'll see if she responds,
awesome.
if she's interested. But yeah, and if you have any ideas for classes, if you're a teacher, we would love to hear from you and add you to our list.
Come, and we can have. I mean, even if there's something going on that particular day, we've got lots of room. I think we had 3 classes going on once. That was a couple weeks ago, so there's
We have
room. We
lots of
have room. So cool. Yeah. So thank you. Thanks for
thank you.
joining us.
Thanks for
for
watching.
sharing. God bless you all.
That's all,